Finally, I'm back. I'm posting new videos. It has been such a roller coaster. It has been, life has happened, and that is why I have not posted in months. However, I am back, beautiful people, and I am so happy to finally be filming something for you all. Now, I have tried to film this video like 2 times. However, the footage just got all cattywampus. It was just a hot mess. Hopefully this time the footage will turn out well, but I had to adjust the video because the original video was a Norvina review. It was my first time trying out the palette, and it was just my unbiased opinion about the palette from somebody who purchased it themselves. However, because I've already shot the video, I already know how the palette performs. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and be like, oh, this is my first time digging in the color. No, I have used this palette before. I've used it twice before, and this is just going to be a get ready with me. Let's chat. Tiana, where have you been, boo? It has been a long time since you filmed a video. What have you been up to? And I'm going to just talk a little bit about the Norvina palette as I do my makeup and chat with you guys. So if you want to hear my unbiased review of this palette from somebody who spent their coin and purchased it themselves, and you just want to see what I've been up to, just keep watching. So I'm starting off by priming my lids. You will notice that I do not do tutorials. I don't do tutorials because I am not a makeup artist. I don't claim to be. I don't claim to know everything about makeup. I'm sure I use the wrong brushes for things. I'm just your everyday person with a 9-to-5 that likes makeup and that likes to review makeup and hair products and just different things, because as a woman who works and has a 9-to-5, I like to hear unbiased reviews. Now, I'm not saying that people that get products for free aren't being unbiased, but I do believe that a lot of YouTubers out there will endorse a product because they got it for free, or because, of course, it's a sponsorship. So life just kind of got really crazy at the beginning of 2018. So at the end of 2017, my powder is going everywhere. At the end of 2017, I kind of had this, I don't know, a wish for myself that, you know, I'll get a new job. I really was unhappy with my last job for a couple reasons, and I just felt like it was, I needed to go. I really needed to go. I needed to branch out. I needed to utilize my skills that I had, and I felt like at my last job, no matter how hard I tried, I wasn't going to get anywhere. At the beginning of 2018, I got a new job, and I did a video, I think it was my birthday video, just kind of talking about how I needed to shift and change in my life. So I started a new job, and it was a lot more demanding than my previous job, like a lot more demanding. And I just needed to take a couple weeks off just to get in the swing of things. And just kind of, like, I was literally coming home and passing out because I was working much harder than what I was working at my previous job. So I, again, got a new job, and shortly thereafter, I would not even say 4 weeks after, my uncle, my mom's brother, got really sick. Yeah, so he went into the hospital. He wasn't feeling well. He was having a hard time keeping down his food for whatever reason, like all of a sudden. So he and his wife go to the emergency room, and they admit him. And they admit him into the hospital because they can't figure out, like, what's wrong with him. Shortly thereafter, I would say maybe a day or two later, they find cancer. And so they find cancer, and he's at a small hospital, So they have to transfer him to a bigger hospital so he can be treated for what they think is cancer. It came back a little inconclusive, but they were pretty sure it was cancer. So he gets transferred to a bigger hospital, and they then confirm that he has cancer. And it's in his stomach. And not only does he have cancer, he has stage 4. And he finds that out like a week later. So we're on like week 2 by now. And 7 days after that, or what feels like, if it's not a week, it was like a little just over a week, he passed away. It literally like took over his body in 3 weeks. It was, as you can see, I still have like a really hard time talking about it. He had a lot of life left to live. He was in his 60s and he left behind a wife and 2 children, and then their children, and a niece who adored him, and just had a lot of life left to live. I'll just say that. And it was just hard for me to process. And because I've never lost anybody close to me, I think that's why I just had the worst time. And what I really needed was to take some time off of work. I really needed just a couple days, but I only took 1 day off of work. And my boss was like, you know, take as much time as you need. She's the nicest woman. She's like, take as much time as you need. But I had literally just started this job, and I was like, I cannot take a week off from work when I just started this job. He literally passed away while I was at work. And I had to deal with that during my lunch break. I just sat in my car and I just cried. In the parking garage, just cried, you know? He died in April. And it has taken me this long to just kind of get myself together. So I'm sprucing my brush with a little Fix Plus. And I'm gonna go in with the gold color called Summer. And it is right here. I go in my inner corner. So I have just really been liking this palette a whole lot. And I've really enjoyed playing in it and using it and coming up with different looks. I will say, when you use the shimmer colors, you will need to do your eye makeup first and then your foundation. I did my base first, but word to the wise, do your eyeshadow first, then go in with your foundation, because there is a lot of fallout that happens with these shadows that are shimmery. How's your summer been going? I feel like summer has literally flown by. So I'm using rose gold, by the way, this color right here. And I felt like it took forever for it to get warm. And then now that it's gotten warm, I feel like summer is basically over. It's almost August. I have just really, I've been relaxing. I did go on one vacation. I went to Germany and I went to Italy. And I went to those 2 places. 1, because I've never been to Italy. And 2, Germany, I was born there. I was born in Nuremberg, Germany. You might be familiar with Nuremberg because that is where the Nazi trials was held. Okay, so I just needed to, I did a little wing liner moment because I just felt like this look needed a little something more than what it was offering. But after my parents, after they had me in Germany, we moved to New York, and then my brother was born. So he was born in New York in West Point, and then we moved to Virginia. But in between those moves, my dad moved a lot. Like my mom didn't move us because she just wanted us to have like a stable childhood and all this other stuff. So my dad ended up moving a lot, and that's just kind of how I lived. But ever since we moved to Virginia, after living in New York for some time, we haven't moved since. My dad retired here, and this is where I say that I'm from. So I'm gonna pop on some lashes. These are the Ardell Faux Mink Wispies. Do you guys like watching TV? Are you guys TV people? I certainly am. Like I could never go without a cable package. I know like there's Hulu, there's Netflix, there's this, there's that, but I love good old TV plus Netflix and Hulu and all that kind of stuff. So I love watching TV. I love watching movies. I actually want to go see The Black Klansman. I really want to go see that movie. I heard it's like excellent. And I haven't liked anything that Spike Lee has done in a really long time for various reasons, but I'm pretty excited about this particular film, however. And I would love to see the movie and just learn more about the guy who infiltrated the KKK. But also what I'm really excited about is Insecure, one of my favorite TV shows right now, comes back Sunday, August 12th. It comes back Sunday. I'm super stoked, really excited about that. Could not be more happy and joyous that that show is coming back. Like I am so excited. And I'm a little disappointed that Lawrence isn't coming back for this season. I know that Issa basically said in interviews, you know, not all relationships, when you break up with somebody, in most relationships this happens, you don't really run into your exes. Even if you have mutual friends, like that's happened with me before. Like my ex and I have mutual friends, but I have not run into him in forever. And I guess that's kind of like art imitating life. You know, just because you dated somebody doesn't mean that you're gonna see them. Like they closed that chapter season 2, but because I'm such a Lawrence stan, I really wanted him to come back. But on the flip, I'm really excited that Daniel's role has grown, and we'll see him a little bit more this season because Issa is living with him. Also, I really want to know is, what's his name? Dro. Is he really in a open relationship, or is he cheating on his wife? I would love to just do a video like getting ready and talking about each Insecure episode and sipping some tea. Like I would love to do that. I don't know if you guys would be interested though, but I would love to do that. Start that series on my channel. But I also watch Power. A lot of people don't like Power this season. I love Power this season. I think it's because they don't have a sex scene every 5 seconds. People are like, Power's so boring. I mean, the sex scenes are fine, they're cool, whatever, but I really like character development. I'm going to put some NYX lip lingerie on, and this is called Beyond Basic. As you can see, this palette performs really well. Now, the pros about this palette. The pros is that it is just a solid palette. Like, wow, it is a good palette. It performs really, really well. I have no complaints about this palette whatsoever. The cons about this palette, it has a little kick up. So if you're not really into that, then this wouldn't be the palette for you. This palette gets extremely dirty. Extremely dirty. I've only used this 3 times, and as you can see, it looks like I've used it 10,000 times. It gets really dirty. I really want the Anastasia Beverly Hills team to really think about the practicality of things. Like, yes, this is cute, yes, this is fun, but is this practical? No. Is it worth $50? Okay, yeah, sure. Like, I mean, it's pretty on par with all the other palettes out there. Like at Sephora, like you're gonna pay like $50 for a palette at Sephora at the very least. However, is it a must-have palette? I would say no. I would say that this is a treat yourself palette. Like, you know, I want to get something from Sephora and I want to step out of my comfort zone. Like this is a definitely like treat yourself palette, because to me this is not an everyday palette, but I do really like it. It was worth the money. I'm so glad I bought it, and I'm so glad that I stepped out of my comfort zone. So that is my final review of this palette. Hopefully you like this look. Hopefully you enjoyed this little chit chat slash get ready with me slash update. Where have I been, you know? But I thank you so much for all of those that saw a video, saw something in me that you enjoyed watching, and you hit that subscribe button. Like, I really, really appreciate that, because I just thought my channel was just going to kind of die, and it didn't have that much life to begin with. It's such a baby channel, but I really, really appreciate all of you all. I really appreciate your kind comments, your support, and I will see you in my very next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
Never going back, never going back. They'll never take I don't wanna be without you, without you. I don't wanna leave.